Hey guys, today I have a new intro. This is an intro for my whole collection Project Pan 2023. And I am really excited to start this project off again this year. I am changing my rules around a little bit from previous years. So for previous years, what I've done is randomly selected 10 products from my collection at a time, having a max of 2 products per category of makeup, and I wanted to use them each 30 times. And then if it had a pan, if I hit pan first before 30 uses, I would roll it out then. However, I am switching things up, not by much, just a little bit. During this past year, I ended up stopping rolling in eyeshadows to this project because I wanted to focus on my Pan Those eyeshadows, my Pan That palette. I just had a lot going on for eyeshadows. And this year I think I'm gonna bring eyeshadows back, but in a different way. So we're gonna try out these new rules for a few months. If I don't like them, I will switch them around again. But this is how we are going to do this project this year. So again, we're sticking with 10 randomized products at a time, still a max of 2 products per category. However, I'm switching my usage goal down to 20 uses or hit pan. That will still be a goal. That way I can rotate through things really quickly and use this more of a shop my stash style project. So now for my other goals that I kind of want to set for this project. For if I roll in an eyeshadow, if it's just a single eyeshadow, an eyeshadow stick, a liquid eyeshadow, you know, just like a single piece of makeup eyeshadow, I will do the 20 uses or pan for that. But if I roll in an eyeshadow that's in a palette, or even I'm thinking my single eyeshadows that I have in magnetic palettes, what I think I want to do is like, okay, so say, let me just grab a random palette from up here. Okay. Say I rolled in Cool Down from this palette, this Violet Voss Sun-Kissed Summer palette. So my generator randomly selected that. Instead of just focusing in on that shade, what I want to do is use the palette as a whole in any way 10 times and then roll it out from there. So I don't have to use Cool Down 10 times specifically, but if I want to reach in for just one shade, if I just want to reach into this one, it'll count. If I want to do an entire look with a whole bunch of shades from this palette, it'll count. So I think that will help me roll through them relatively quickly, but also just kind of give me more freedom using more of my eyeshadows, which is really just what I want to do this year because I have so many that go unused. So that's what I'm planning on doing for this project, and I'm really excited. So still a max of 2. So if I roll in an eyeshadow from a palette, it'll just be two palettes. It'll just be 2, how should I do it? It'll just be 2 eyeshadows. So if I roll in a single eyeshadow, let me grab something. If I roll in this Pat McGrath single compact eyeshadow, it's a powdered eyeshadow, this will count as an eyeshadow. If I roll in Cool Down from this palette, this will count as an eyeshadow. So that'll be my 2 powdered eyeshadows. However, this is getting so confusing. If I roll in, let's say this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, this is a cream eyeshadow. So this counts as a different category than a powdered eyeshadow. So I would still roll in another powdered eyeshadow if that's what rolls in. Is any of this making sense? I think it does. And I think just kind of as we go along, it'll play out how it plays out. But I'm excited. Let's get into rolling in some new things. So I'm going to randomly be selecting 10 items, and then I will show you them at the end. So let's get into it. Okay. All right, here we go. First is 2460. If it's already in a different project, I am going to re-roll. That's kind of funny. It is a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade IRL. So that will be 20 uses because I already have pan on that shade. So I will write that one down. It's actually in my travel makeup bag because I was going to take it home with me, but I guess I'll pull that out. It was already in my Shop My Stash. So we have one cream eyeshadow. An old product, $179. I am not going to be rolling this in because it is going to be in a project. I haven't filmed the intro to this yet, but I already have it picked out for a project, so I'm not going to be rolling this in. $3158. Oh, my lighting just... Oh, it's because my phone went to low power mode. Hold on. Okay, I have my phone plugged in now, so hopefully the lighting will go back to how it was. I don't know if it changed anything for you, but for me, my screen went like dark. Okay, where were we? All right, we have our first palette. I'm just gonna highlight in my spreadsheet that shade, but I'm gonna focus on the whole palette, which is actually perfect because I haven't used this palette yet for Project 5 uses. So I'm going to try to use this palette 10 times. It is the Hip Dot C Note palette, and I will show you that in a minute. It just happened to be right in front of me. That is our first palette. We'll probably end up getting two because I have a million. That's like what I mostly have is palettes. All right, speaking of, this is, how do we want to count this? I think I'm going to count this as the palette. This is my Beauty Treats Rose Gold Nudes in shade number 9. I do have this palette depotted, but I think I'm going to count it as a palette because they are still all together, just in a magnetic palette. And I will use all of them instead of just the one because I can hit pan on those really easy, but 10 uses for the whole palette, and then maybe I can hit some bonus pans. That is my max of 2 palettes. We'll skip over any other eyeshadows that are in a palette. This is a lip pencil. Okay. I don't think it's a lip liner. I think it's like a chubby lipstick. It's the Wet n Wild Fergie lip pencil in plum Nagu, something like that. It is like a plum color. Interesting. So that will be a 20 use product. $199. We're getting a lot of older stuff, which is good. Ooh, okay, this is a blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Blushing Bride. I really like that one. It's in a Shop My Stash quite a bit. So far, so good. Another oldie. Okay. Oh wait, this is a palette. I can't do it. It's also a powdered eyeshadow. So we're skipping over that. It was a Pop Beauty trio. It wasn't the same trio. That's in my Pan in Every palette. It was the other one, but different color story. And then the next shade I just rolled is another eyeshadow palette, so we're gonna skip that one. Okay. 8, 2, 7, 4, 9. Another lipstick. So this will be our max of 2 products for lipstick. This comes from my now well known in this project, my lipstick palette, shade number 27. This palette is always in here. Yeah, so that will be my max of 2 lipsticks. That's a palette. Oh, really old. That's gotta be like a concealer or a foundation probably. Oh, it's actually an eyeliner. And I am going to include eyeliners in this project because it's just usage goals, not finishing. It is the Cargo liner in Pebble Beach. That's the brown, I think. $3525. That's an eyeshadow palette. It's a liquid eyeshadow that I have not touched since I got it, and I got it like almost a year ago. It's the Ciate Shadow Flip in Ember. It's right here. I still have yet to use it for Project 5 uses, so I guess that's good. But 20 uses is gonna be a lot on this. It is a duochrome liquid eyeshadow. It goes from green to red. Yeah, we'll swatch that in a minute. So far, we're not really getting duplicate items besides palettes. It's another palette. Okay. This is from the Becca Sunsetter Face Palette in Vava Bloom. I'm pretty sure that's a blush. That's another blush. So that is our max of 2 blushes. One more item. Let's see what we get. An eyebrow product. Oh, wait. I'm not going to pull this because this is an eyebrow gel and I only open up one at a time. So I'm actually not going to do that. I don't have an issue panning through those. I only have a few. So I'm not gonna pick that out. I only like to have one open at a time. It's kind of like mascara. If the time comes where I'm close to being done with one and it happens to roll in this project, then I will, because then I'll just continue using that one until it's done. I think I did that with a mascara last year, where if I felt like I could handle having another one opened, then I will. So maybe throughout the year I will, but not today because I just opened a new one. A1792. And that's a palette. Another palette. Another palette. Palette. I'm currently panning that right now. It's my Lorac palette. Another palette. I will fast forward through all of these palettes if I keep getting more. Another palette. Finally, only after about 20 tries, about probably even more than 20, we finally got a lip gloss. Something other than an eyeshadow palette. I kept rolling in so many. We got the Tarte Lip Surgeon Lip Gloss in Energy. It's basically a clear, and yeah, I like it. All right, so I am going to go find all these products and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Lots of really fun things to start working on. Some that I can just use every single day. Some that are gonna be a struggle, but that's kind of the point of this project. I really want to just shop my stash, kind of make myself pick things that maybe I wouldn't pick. And there's definitely a few products that I would maybe not pick, but they're still in my collection for a reason, so we're going to use them. So again, I will go over what the specific goal will be per item, but let's go through. We're just going to start with what we rolled in first. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in IRL. One of my favorites. It's really pretty, like green, shifty color. There's a little bit of red in here. There's a little bit of brown, a lot of green, but it's like a yellow green, and then some gold shimmer. One of my favorites. This will be a 20 use goal because I do already have pan, but it's really pretty. I'm really looking forward to using this. Like I said kind of when I rolled it in, I have had this pulled into a Shop My Stash for a very long time, and I have yet to use it in the Shop My Stash, but look how pretty. It's so good. One of my favorites, and it's still very creamy. So we will use this 20 times. Next, we have a palette. This is my HipDot C-Note palette, and like I said, I don't even remember what color was specific that I chose, but we're just rolling in the palette. It doesn't matter what color I chose. We are going to use this palette 10 times and then roll it out. And I'm excited. Definitely a lot of blues. I would maybe I'll reach for the blues once or twice, but I'm probably going to reach for these neutrals. And I have my eye on this color Cave. Really pretty. And I'm excited. I'm excited to reach in here. Limestone also looks really pretty. I just think that this is going to be a fun one to work on. I'm not going to swatch them in the intro, but as I start using this palette, I'll swatch out the colors that I've been enjoying. So I'm excited to start working on this palette. I've had it for a while in my collection. I think it was a free gift with BoxyCharm, and I just have yet to use it. So now's the perfect time. Next, my second palette is my Beauty Treats Rose Gold Nudes. Now, mine looks a little different. I've already used up completely 2 of the shades from in here. They were both matte cream colors. I do have them all completely depotted, and I changed this into a magnetic palette. I have 3 shades with pan. They're kind of just randomly thrown in here. They're no longer in the order that they were in. And I had out a few shades in my little build your own palette in my desk to try to hit pan on, but I put them all back in here. So I just want to reach for anything in here 10 times. Maybe we can hit some bonus pans. These shimmers, I think I hit pan in like 5 uses. So it's a really easy formula to hit pan on. And yeah, I'm not gonna, like I did with the last one, like I did with the HipDot palette, I'm not gonna swatch anything specifically right now. But as we start using this palette, I will swatch out some favorites. And yeah, we're gonna use this palette 10 times. Next, we have my first lip product. This is the Wet n Wild Fergie collection. This is the Velvet Matte Lip Color in Plum New. I don't know if you'll be able to read it. It probably won't focus, but that's what it says. And this is what it looks like. It's a lipstick crayon. For this rotation, or this year, lipsticks are going to be any form of lipsticks. So I'm not going to separate lipstick crayons, potted lipstick, lipstick bullets. Those are all lipsticks. I will separate liquid lipsticks and lip glosses and lip liners, if that makes sense. But crayons, lipstick palettes, and bullet lipsticks will all be one category, as well as like tinted lip balms. That'll all be a lipstick category. But anyway, there is the color. It's a little bit more sheer than I thought it was. I kind of had to build that up quite a bit. These are going to be really pretty together, like as a eye look and a lipstick. Like, I think that's gonna be really pretty. And for like the everyday, if I want to like really lighten this out, what I like to do with colors that are darker, I just kind of dab a little bit on top of a nude and mix it together, and it just gives the hint of this color, but nothing that wouldn't be wearable for work. So 20 uses on this guy. Next we have a blush. This is my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in Blushing Bride. This is one of my favorites. It's a frequent flyer in my Shop My Stash projects, but that is what it looks like. Really pretty mauve tone. This is going to be nice for winter. I feel like this is just like a perfect color for winter. And again, it kind of goes with the look we have here. It's kind of a vibe, but there it is right there. Really pretty, and this will be a 20 use goal. Next, we have my lipstick palette. This is what it looks like inside. These are all depotted lipsticks. I don't remember any specific color names or brands, but I do know there's a lot of MAC, Urban Decay, ABH, and Too Faced. I think that's what it basically is. And they're all depotted. I think these colorful ones up here are ABH. I think a lot of these like peachy ones down here are Too Faced, as well as like these brown creamy ones. I don't remember which ones are MAC. And I think there was some Urban Decay in here as well. I don't remember, but I took like the ends of all my lipsticks and put them in here. And yeah, okay, shade number 27. I always start with the green being the top starting point. So let's count out number 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 is this shade right here. It is like a darker wine color. It's pretty. Don't drop it. It is like a brown toned wine color. Really pretty, actually. I think this is a Too Faced lipstick, if I'm completely guessing just based on the formula. Because I think it was like the Too Faced, I think it was like the Too Faced, like it was like a nude packaging with flowers on it, maybe. I feel like that's what that is, but I could be completely off. Pretty, and again, it matches the vibe. I will probably end up taking out the pan and putting it in a different palette in my desk. That way I don't have the whole thing out. But yeah, I'm excited to work on that. I probably could use it as a cream blush a little bit as well. Next we have my eyeliner. This is the Cargo eyeliner in Pebble Beach. It's just a dark chocolate brown. Again, going with like the overall vibe of this color story. Really pretty, just dark chocolate brown. This will be easy to wear every day. However, I do like to rotate through all my eyeliners. You may have already seen it. I'm not sure if it's gone up before this or not, but I am starting off my eyeliner project pan. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but I've been doing an eyeliner rotation for almost the whole last year, but I finally filmed an intro, so check out that if you want to see me rotate through my eyeliners. But anyway, I probably won't try to use this every single day. That way I still have use on both projects, but this will be a main focus eyeliner for me. And that'll be really easy to use on the lower lash line, the waterline, as well as even the top line. I think I can go through that one relatively quickly. Next, this one is going to be my challenge. This is my Ciate London Shadow Flip Multi-Chromatic Shifting Liquid Eyeshadow. It's in the shade Ember. This was a BoxyCharm item. I didn't buy this because I wouldn't have bought it because it's not really something that I would go for. It's actually like super dried up, but it still works. I might end up, we'll kind of see what I'm gonna do. I might end up depotting this like I did the Stila liquid eyeshadows because it's basically all dried up. I can see all the way through the bottom. I've had this sitting around in my desk for a while and I haven't used it. It is so cool. And I think actually I'll like it better as a powdered eyeshadow, like a dried out version, because the color is still there. Okay, so you see it's red. It shifts green. It's hard to tell in this lighting because I did like a square. Let me kind of drag it across. It's not very pigmented with the wand. I think I'm gonna end up putting it in a container and then I can use it with an eyeshadow brush. But you might be able to see the shift more. That is completely, it's completely dried out. You might be able to see it shift more with a longer swatch. You can see it go from red to green more. It is really cool. I'm excited to use it. I'm excited to finally, it's a perfect way to make myself use it. And it's like a bright yellow green. You're not getting really the full impact of it. Oh, you can see it right there, kind of. I don't know how I did that, but right there. It's really cool. I love multi-chrome things. They're just so intriguing to me. So I kind of think I'm going to depot this. You might see it in a different format next update. We'll see if I decide to do that or not. So 20 uses on that guy. It's going to take me a while to do that, I think. Next, we have a Becca face palette. This is the Sunsetter palette in the shade Vava Bloom. And it is this one right here. I have this categorized as a blush. It's a very shimmery blush. I think it could be a highlighter on a darker skin tone, but there it is right there. Really pretty. I will probably use it as a blush topper, maybe a highlighter sometime, but I think it's a really pretty choice. And I think this will, it's more of a springy tone for me, but I think it'll be pretty still in the winter. It'll look good on fair skin. Like my arm right here looks a lot more fair than my arm right here, clearly. And it looks good on pale skin. Okay, lastly, we have the lip gloss. This is the Tarte Energy Lip Surgeon Lip Gloss, and it's in the shade Energy. On the wand, it looks hot pink. If I remember right, it kind of just shows up clear. But I honestly don't know if this is one of those like mood adjusting ones, like temperature adjusting. I've never really noticed, honestly, but there's not a ton left in here. I use this quite a bit. I like the way it feels on my lips. It's not sticky. It's very smooth. So I'm excited to have this in here. This will be, again, 20 uses, and I might end up throwing it into another project after that to finish it if there's not a lot left. We'll see. Because I feel like this is already like halfway gone. But that is going to be everything for this intro. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys are excited as I am, because I'm really excited. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for more, and I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.